Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm really excited for today's video because I just got this in the mail. It is the somewhat new, I think it came out like last year maybe, or this year. I don't really know when it came out, but it is the Kosas concealer. I have heard so many good things from this, or about this concealer. Everything from the coverage to how it wears to it being clean. This is certified clean at Sephora, so that's really, really good. Also got a little sample pack of their tinted face oils. So this is off of Kosas website, and it says that this is a medium to full coverage concealer, clean concealer. It's also packed with potent botanicals that nourish and also give you a smooth, radiant finish, super creamy, super brightening, like a light bulb for your skin. Also just wanted to point out some of the ingredients that are in here. So it has arnica, which is a botanical extract that supports skin's natural healing process. Caffeine helps visibly brighten the under eyes, and there's also peptides in here which support natural collagen. I got the shade 3.5. 3.5 is fair to light with golden undertones. Maybe I should have gotten 4. Oh no. First of all, I love the little packaging on here. I think it's really, really pretty. Okay, oh, that looks really good. So this is what it looks like. I think the color looks pretty good. The cap is really cool and very, very different. This is $28 on both Sephora and Kosas website. I had a little coupon code, so I ended up getting it for only $23. And also free shipping because they were doing like a free shipping promo that day. So I'm really excited to try this concealer. I really hope it's not too light. I'm just putting my hair back with my headband. This looks really bad because it's literally floral with floral. I'm really debating whether or not to put on this tinted oil because I think it's gonna be too light. Oh my goodness. It literally just poured out of there. I'm just going in with it. Oh gosh, bad idea. I'm just blending this in with my sponge because I was not expecting it to be that liquidy. I'm just going to leave it on here because people said that the concealer looks really beautiful with the tinted oil. It looks like it's clinging a little bit to dry patches, but I'll see if this helps because this is supposed to be like really creamy and hydrating. Also, I apologize for the lighting in here. It's very, very gloomy out today. The lighting in here is just really bad, but I'm gonna go in with the concealer. That's weird. It looks darker on the applicator than it does in the tube. I'm just gonna go in with it like a normal concealer. It is actually darker, way darker than it looks in the tube. And also that applicator was so comfortable on my skin. Wow. I also think because that tinted oil was so light that it's actually making the concealer look a little bit dark. This is blending out beautifully. You think it's a thick concealer when you first go to apply it. It almost feels thick on your face, but once you blend it out, it's like it feels, or it looks sheerer than it feels when it goes on your face, if that makes sense. It's also very hydrating. As you can see, my under eyes look very moisturized and creamy. It really, really does remind me of the Bendy Avocado Concealer. So I'm very impressed with this concealer so far. I'm gonna see if it builds a little bit more because I do want a little more coverage out here a bit. So I'm just going to add a little bit more. Okay, so I've kind of waited to see if it dries down at all. I know that people say it doesn't, but I have a drier skin type, so I thought that maybe it would be a little bit different on me, but it's still just as glowy and creamy as when I first applied it. So for some people, they don't like that much. Like the Tarte concealer, I do find that when I first apply it, it's very nice and creamy, but then it dries down to a quite matte finish. So now I'm going to put some powders on my face, like set my under eyes, bronzer, all that stuff, and I'm gonna see how that applies on top. I really wish I didn't use the tinted oil just so I can see, like, with all my other go-to products, if this looks good with setting powder on it, because right here in this area, it just looks a little bit visible. Like, you can tell that I'm wearing makeup. The reason I chose to set with this powder is because this doesn't make my under eyes dry or cakey or anything. It's hard to tell if it's like the concealer or if it's the tinted oil with the concealer on top. I'm also gonna be bronzing with the Beauty Counter bronzer in the shade Dune. I think it definitely looks really good in my forehead area. It looks just very like glowy and bright. Also underneath my eyes too, I think they look really good. Wow, I do have major creases. I don't know if you can see that. I'm just pulling down lightly on my eyes. So I'm going to do my little like crease trick to see if it works with this, where I finish my makeup and I just take like a buffer brush like this one and do like one big buff and buff out all the creases. Then I'm gonna apply my eyeshadow like all around my eyes. And usually after I do that, I don't have any more creases for the rest of the day. Again, I don't know if it's because I have a very liquidy, luminous face oil underneath, which I did end up getting underneath my eyes. Just gonna apply some blush from Tarte. This is Tarte's Party Blush. I love this blush. Okay, this is the step after blush where I always do my highlighter, and depending on the concealer and like the coverage that it gives me right in here, it usually makes the highlighter look really good or really bad. So far, because this concealer is a pretty like medium coverage, I think this highlighter is gonna apply really beautifully on top. I'm using Champagne Pop. This is really beautiful. It just like glides on very good. And you did see me put some concealer there, just because I like that area to be pretty flawless before I put on highlighter, because highlighter sometimes like reveals imperfections. Okay, so I'm gonna go apply the rest of my makeup and then I will come back and give you some of like my final thoughts. Okay, so the rest of my makeup is done. Now I'm just going to review it a little bit, and then I will also insert some clips throughout the day of me wearing the concealer and kind of just updating you guys on how it's holding up. I just got some coffee and I'm just going to talk about this concealer. Let me just give you a close-up. I really do love how this concealer just makes my under eyes look. I think it looks really good. My husband's on a call right now, so you might hear him in the background. I really love this concealer. I think that it's so beautiful. Even after I put on that face oil first, when I looked at it, it was like, whoa, light. After bronzer and blush and everything, it literally matches my neck perfectly. So I actually really do like the face oil. I think for a tinted face oil, it's very full coverage. First impressions of the tinted face oil, I know this isn't about the tinted face oil like this video. I did not like it. Like, I did not like the feel of it. I did not like how runny it was. But once it kind of set onto my skin and I added the products on top, I don't know, I just think that it looks so beautiful and radiant. I think this concealer is a very good concealer, especially if you're wanting a concealer that has coverage without being drying and cakey. When I first applied my setting powder, I noticed a little bit of like texture right here, but when I'm looking at my under eyes in the mirror, it's like gone. Now it just has all like blended together. I think the application of this concealer is dreamy. Let me just show you a little swatch. I'm just going to swatch it. It's so creamy. It's going to blend it in. Like, do you see how easy that just blended away and how good the coverage is on that? I'm going to be doing probably a 5-hour checkup. I'm filming this video kind of late, so it's 4 o'clock exactly right now. In about 2 hours, I will update you, and then I will update you at 10 p.m. tonight, kind of like the end of the day, before I take the makeup off. I'll give you a final update. So it is now 6:03, so it's been a full 2 hours. The lighting here is really bad. Okay, maybe I can move this up. Hold on. As you might be able to see, there is just a little bit of creasing underneath my eye. Not too bad. It has definitely kept its like brightness and coverage and everything like that, but it definitely has creased up a bit underneath my eyes. But like I said before, I don't know if it's extra creasy because of the tinted oil that I use underneath, because it is like an oil, so it's gonna be more moisturizing and probably will crease up compared to like your just average foundation. It looks really, really good so far. It's only been 2 hours, so it's like not that crazy. Sometimes concealers will look like patchy or a little bit blotchy, especially right here for me. That's like kind of my problem area, but I don't see any problems like that with this concealer, which is really good. All right, so it is now 10:06. So this has been a long time wearing this concealer. I'm very tired now. I just want to like take all my makeup off. I'm in the bathroom because the lighting is, let me close this. The lighting here is definitely the best. You might not be able to see the concealer very well, but I do think that it still looks really good. Like looking in the mirror, my makeup still looks really good for being on for what? 8 hours now it's been on. Right? When did I apply? I think I applied at like 2 o'clock. So it's been about like 8 hours since I put this concealer on, and I think like even on my forehead area and chin and nose, I just think that it looks really good. And I have been like kind of rubbing underneath my eyes just because when I'm like getting tired, I just always start like touching underneath my eyes. But I definitely do really like this concealer. I love the creaminess of it. My under eyes feel very hydrated, which is something that I always try to find in a concealer. So if you are looking for a concealer, especially if you have dry skin and dry under eyes, if you're looking for that type of concealer, out of like a 10, I think I would rate this concealer a 10. It's just so good. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this review slash tutorial. If you enjoy these types of videos, definitely let me know. Like this video and subscribe to my channel. Bye guys! It's actually the next day, and I figured I would just throw in this clip because I have been wearing the concealer now for a long time. I think I did my makeup at like 3 o'clock today, and it's now 11 o'clock at night. Don't look the absolute best right now. My makeup has been on for a long time, and I'm wearing it with a foundation, my go-to foundation. I don't even know if you can see, but I think that my under eyes still look really good. I also have it on my forehead, nose, chin, and like looking in the mirror, I think it looks really good still. Also, way less creases with this foundation, like with the combo of the concealer and foundation. So I really do think that it has something to do with the face oil. It will look beautiful and dewy, but I think with like a more matte, like a more semi-matte foundation, it lays on top of the foundation just a lot better. So I just wanted to throw this clip in there because I really am in love with this concealer.